Question 31. In an open listing, a broker is entitled to a commission when the sale is made and she is its A. Listing broker B, procuring cause C, supervising broker D, none of the above. Correct answer is B, procuring cause. In an open listing, the broker who is the procuring cause of the sale earns the commission. Procuring cause means the broker's actions were the direct and primary reason the buyer purchased the property. It's more than just showing the property. The broker must have initiated the chain of events that led to the sale. Question 32. A telephone line crossing a property would probably be termed an A. Illegal encroachment. B. Appurtenant easement. C. Easement in gross. D. License. Correct answer is C. Easement in gross. An encroachment is when a structure or part of a structure physically intrudes onto another person's property. A telephone line, while crossing the property, usually doesn't constitute an encroachment in the traditional sense as it's generally above ground. An appurtenant easement benefits a specific piece of land, the dominant tenement, and is attached to that land. It runs with the land, meaning it transfers with ownership. A telephone line easement doesn't typically benefit a specific adjacent property. A license is a temporary and revocable permission to use another's land. An easement, on the other hand, is a right that typically lasts for a longer period and is often recorded, making it more permanent. An easement in gross is a right to use another person's land for a specific purpose, and it doesn't necessarily benefit a neighboring property. A telephone line crossing a property is a classic example. The telephone company has the right to use the land for the placement of the line, but it's not tied to their ownership of any adjacent land. Question 33. A void contract is A. Equivalent to a voidable contract. B. Can be ratified by the parties' mutual consent. C. May be ignored, with neither party having to take any further legal action. D. May be enforced by a court. Correct answer is C. May be ignored, with neither party having to take any further legal action. A voidable contract is one that can be enforced by one party, but can be rejected by the other. Example, contracts with minors. A void contract, on the other hand, cannot be enforced by either party. A void contract is completely unenforceable from its inception. It lacks one or more of the essential elements of a valid contract and has no legal effect. It's as if the contract never existed. Therefore, neither party is obligated to perform its terms, and no legal action is needed to nullify it further. A void contract cannot be ratified. Since it's missing essential elements from the start, simply agreeing to it later doesn't make it valid. It would need to be a completely new contract. A void contract has no legal effect, so a court will not enforce it. Question 34. The largest loan currently offered by the Department of Veterans Affairs, DVA, to qualified applicants making no down payment is A. $100,000, B. $150,000, C. $417,000, D. $1 million. Correct answer is C. $417,000. While the Department of Veterans Affairs, DVA, doesn't technically set a maximum loan amount, lenders typically cap no down payment VA loans at $417,000. This is due to secondary market limitations, meaning that lenders have difficulty selling loans above this amount on the secondary market. It's important to note that this limit can vary in high-cost areas. Additionally, veterans with full entitlement may be able to borrow more than $417,000, but they may be required to make a down payment. The purposes for which a DVA loan can be used include the purchase or construction of a home or business, home improvement or repairs, and the acquisition of a farm or farm equipment. Question 35. When an agency is established by estoppel, it can also be called an A. Ostensible agency. B. Express agency. C. Implied agency. D. Both A and C. Correct answer is D. Both A and C. Agency by estoppel is another term for ostensible agency or implied agency. It arises when a principal's actions or inaction lead a third party to reasonably believe that someone is their agent, even if no actual agency agreement exists. The principal is then estopped, prevented from denying the agency relationship. Express agency is created by a formal agreement, either written or oral. Question 36. Which of the following is an example of functional obsolescence? A. One bathroom in a 5-bedroom house. B. One electrical outlet in a kitchen. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. Correct answer is C. Both A and B. Functional obsolescence refers to a loss in value due to outdated design, inefficient use of space, or other features that make a property less desirable or useful compared to newer properties. Both examples given are classic examples of functional obsolescence. A. One bathroom in a 5-bedroom house. This is a poor layout for a house of that size. Modern buyers expect more bathrooms in larger homes, making this design functionally obsolete. B. One electrical outlet in a kitchen. Modern kitchens require numerous electrical outlets to accommodate appliances. A kitchen with only one outlet is outdated and inconvenient, making it functionally obsolete. Question 37. Merging two or more adjoining properties into one is called A. Assemblage. B. Joining. C. Land merger. D. Estate buildup. Correct answer is A. Assemblage. Assemblage is the process of merging two or more adjoining properties into one larger parcel. The increased value of the combined parcel is often greater than the sum of the individual properties' values, a concept known as plottage. Question 38. State usury laws, which regulate limits on interest rates that can be charged on a loan, are applicable to A. Private lenders. B. Institutional lenders. C. Savings banks. D. All of the above. Correct answer is A. Private lenders. Some institutional lenders may have exemptions or different rules regarding usury laws in certain states. It's not universally true that they are completely exempt. Usury laws can and do sometimes apply to institutional lenders, though they often have higher thresholds or specific regulations that apply to them. It's a complex area that varies by state. Therefore, private lenders is definitely covered by usury laws. Saying that institutional lenders are not governed by them is a generalization that's not always accurate. It's more accurate to say that usury laws primarily target private lenders, but can also impact institutional lenders. Question 39. Which of the following is not considered an estate in real property? A. Leasehold. B. Life estates. C. Trust deed. D. Remainder. Correct answer is C. Trust deed. A leasehold estate grants a tenant the right to possess and use property for a specific period. A life estate grants ownership of property for the duration of someone's life, usually the grantees. A remainder interest is a future interest in property that takes effect after the termination of a preceding estate, such as a life estate. A trust deed, or deed of trust, is a financing instrument, not an estate in real property. It's a legal document that creates a lien on a property as security for a loan. It involves three parties: the borrower, truster, the lender, beneficiary, and a neutral third party, trustee. It's not a form of ownership itself. Question 40. James, an owner of real property, allows Robert the right for 1 year to enter his property to reach a public highway. This is called A. License. B. Encumbrance. C. Right-of-way. D. Entrance corridor. Correct answer is A. License. An encumbrance is a claim or liability that is attached to real property and may affect its title or use. Encumbrances are more often things like mortgages, liens, or easements. A right-of-way is a legal right to pass over another's land. In this case, Robert is being given a right-of-way. The legal mechanism creating that right-of-way, especially given its temporary and revocable nature, is a license. A right-of-way is more often associated with an easement. This isn't a recognized legal term related to property rights. It's a more general descriptive term. A license is a temporary and revocable permission granted by a property owner, James, to another party, Robert, to use the property for a specific purpose. In this case, James is giving Robert permission to cross his land for 1 year to reach the highway. This is a classic example of a license.